Hi guys, Office Bloke Dave here. I hope you're all doing great out there today. I was scrolling through my feed before when I was queuing up a few videos to react to. I don't just like to take requests, and I've also picked things out of the watch later because I've got a pretty healthy watch later list at the moment. But I just like to see what's going on and try and keep it current. And one of the channels I've been getting a lot of my information from is Rockfeed. The guy seems to be really clued up with rock and metal. And just does these great sort of videos discussing things. I think the Slipknot one, where they had to stop a show in Australia because the guy climbed up the tower, that was from Rockfeed. So yeah, really informative stuff. So it was the title of this one that got me, because I grew up listening to Disturbed. I've seen Disturbed live multiple times. I think the year 2001 was the first time I saw him, which makes me feel really old. But yeah, the title of this is Disturbed Singer's Tearful Speech. I almost joined Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell, which, you know, we all know what he means by that. It's a rough one. A lot of famous people, I suppose a lot of people in general, have got the mental health struggles, and yeah, unfortunately I've known someone go that way, and I'm sure most people do know someone or know of someone that's sort of done that. It's sad. It's sad. So you know, thankful we've still got the guy around. But before we get into this video, just make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. It does mean the world to me. I'm enjoying watching this channel grow. Still early days, but one day I may get another one of them if I work hard enough. So subscribe for me. It means the world. So yeah, let's find out what the story is between with David Drainman.
Disturbed is currently out on the road touring in support of their new record. They've got a huge tour coming up as well, with support from Breaking Benjamin and Ginger. And during a recent performance, vocalist David Drainman, who was visibly emotional, gave a very powerful and important speech to fans in the crowd. Now, a few months ago, he announced that he was getting a divorce. He also recently sold his home. And he spoke about losing some of the rock legends that we've lost over the years far too soon, like Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, and Scott Weiland. And when I first watched this video, I'm not ashamed to admit, it made me tear up. It was heartbreaking to watch. And it was very important and courageous for David to speak to the fans about this. I think it's something that a lot of the fans will hear, that will realize that they're not alone. Even a musician like David Drainman, that's had so much success and written so many big songs, can also struggle. And it took a lot of courage to say that.
A reason to fight. We all need one. The demons that are known as addiction and depression are very, very real. They are diseases no different than cancer. You can't see depression. You can't see addiction. It festers inside. It metastasizes. It takes over your body, your mind, your soul. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of losing everybody I love to depression and addiction. Every single band member on the stage has dealt with those feelings, with those demons. And I miss the friends that we've lost. Miss Chester, Miss Scott, and Miss Chris. And if I can be completely honest with you, a couple months ago, I almost joined them. Addiction and depression can happen to anyone, ladies and gentlemen. No one is immune from it, no matter how beautiful their life may look from the outside, no matter how blessed they may seem. It's out of our control.
Wow. When I first watched that clip, it made me tear up. It's so sad, and I am so grateful that David had the courage to speak up on such a serious subject that so many people struggle with, and I know he's going to help the fans, but Also a lot of his peers as well appreciate him. And I think in rock and metal, there's a tendency for people to maybe internalize their feelings and not talk about them enough. And I think he's going to help a lot of people with this courage and this message about mental health. So my hat's off to him. And I just want to say you can go see Disturbed out on the road. They're going to be touring with that support from Breaking Benjamin and Ginger. They've got a huge tour coming up, and you can go check them out live. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe for the latest news and updates about your favorite musicians.
Wow. It's very real and very sad. Like, it's easy to think from the outside, looking at someone like David Drainman. You got millions in the bank, you're famous, you tour for a living. He must be living the high life, but how many people have lived that high life and not come out the other end and are desperately unhappy? And it's a rough one. Like I say, I had a friend go the same way years ago. Kind of lost contact with the guy for a while before. Very odd messages here and there, and it's always sad when someone thinks that that's the only option they've got in life. So thankfully David Draymond's not taken that path and is still with people. He's still with all of us making music. But yeah, in some ways, I sort of talked about it a little bit over at Office Blokes Reacts when I was going through it all, but didn't go into things too much. But the past few years I was fighting over my kids, fighting over my house. And I mean, thankfully I wasn't married, because I would have been absolutely screwed with the stuff I was going through. But it was as good as, it was as messy and as sort of rough and hard and as much of a battle pretty much as you can go through, short of, like I say, adding marriage on top of that. It would have been rough. And I was thankful to have a lot of good people around me help me out, because I needed a lot of help at that sort of point. And accepted the help. I needed it. I absolutely needed it. And one thing that I was fortunate for is having a singular focus of sorting the two, the kids were the most important thing. Sorting them out and getting them back was my singular focus. And that kept me going and kept me sort of pushing and everything like that. But I know how rough it can be. It can be really, really shit. And especially when there's kids involved and then financials get involved and houses and all that sort of stuff. It's a really shitty, rough thing to go through. And unfortunately, as a man, it can be, you're a bit of a second-class citizen in those situations. So I hope for David Draymond's sake that what he's going through is a lot more amicable than all that. Sounds like there's addiction issues on top of it as well. But hopefully whatever he's going through with his wife or ex-wife is a lot more amicable and gets sorted. I mean, yeah, fingers crossed. It's rough when anyone goes through that sort of thing. I really sympathise. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of that in the comment section. Are you happy that more famous people are using their sort of platform to talk about these things? And do you think we'd still have Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington if they did? I think Chester Bennington was quite outspoken about his issues at times. But yeah, I think talk about it. Find someone, reach out to someone. It's better than the alternative. But yeah, cheers for that one, guys. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Go and subscribe to Rockfeed. Not that he needs me to send people his way. Yeah, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.